Hello everyone. Today's class we will discuss about definition of graph and graph terminologies. Let us see what is graph. A graph G is equal to V comma A, where V is the vertex set whose elements are the vertices or nodes of the graph. E is the edge set whose elements are the edges or connections between vertices of graph. Okay, let us see a graph where V is the vertex set. Okay, here V is equal to A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay, so how many vertices? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 vertices. Graph is a vertex set whose elements are the vertices, and edge set. Okay, E is the edge set whose elements are the edges or connection between vertices of the graph. Okay, here in this example, AB, AC, BC, BD, DE, DF, okay, EF, CE, all these are the edges of this graph. Next terminology is adjacent edges. Okay, let us see what is adjacent edges. If two edges are incident on same vertex, then they are called adjacent edges. Okay, if two edges are incident on same vertex. See here in this example, C edge and E edge. So these are two edges which is incident on the same vertex, that is 3. So this C and E are called adjacent edges. Okay, and take A edge and B edge. So these are the adjacent edges because these two edges are incident on a same vertex 1. And we take B edge and E edge. So these are the two edges incident on a same vertex 4. So hence we say it is a adjacent edges. Okay, next definition, adjacent vertices. Adjacent vertices, if two vertices are joined by the same edge, then they are called adjacent vertices. Okay, if two vertices, let us take vertex 1 and vertex 2, right? So if two vertices are joined by the same edge, that is A edge. Okay, and so we say vertex 1 and 2 are adjacent vertices. Take vertex 4 and vertex 3 are the adjacent vertex because these two vertices are joined by the same edge E. Okay, and vertex 4 and vertex 2 are the adjacent vertex that is joined by an edge D. Okay, so this is the definition of adjacent vertices. Now take self loop definition. A self loop is an edge that contains a vertex to itself. Okay, here is an example. Vertex 1 has an edge to itself only. Okay, vertex 1 is has an edge vertex 1 to itself only. So this is an example of vertex 1 has a self loop in this example. Okay, next take multiple edges. Okay, if there are more than one edges joining a pair of vertices, then these edges are called multiple edges. Let us take example A and B vertices, and these two vertices are connected by more than one edge, that is E1, E2, E3 edge. Okay, so more than one edges joining a same pair of vertices, then these edges are called as multiple edges. Next take definition, simple graph. A graph without loops and multiple edges is called a simple graph. Okay, a graph without loops. Okay, the graph it consists of no loops and no multiple edges. Okay, here in this graph, vertex 1 2 3 4. Okay, so A B C D E edges are there. There is no loop and no multiple edges are there. So such a graph is called as simple graph. Then multigraph. Okay, a graph in which no loops are allowed but more than one edge can join two vertex is called a multigraph. Okay, so here vertex in this example, vertex 1 2 3 4, 4 vertices are there, and here the vertex from 2 to 3, there are 3 edges connected from the vertex 2 to 3. So hence it is an example of multigraph. Okay, graph with no loops, there should not be any loop, but it allows what? It allows more than one edge. Okay, so vertex from 2 to 3, it allows more than one edge. And I can draw here also the vertex from 1 to 4, there are multiple edges. There are 3 edges are there from vertex 1 to 4. Okay, no loops but multiple edges are allowed. So such a graph is called as multigraph. Okay, so next take pseudograph definition. Okay, so pseudograph, what is pseudograph? If both multiple edges and loops are permitted, then that graph is called pseudograph. Both multiple edges, okay, in this example, from vertex 1 to 2, 3 edges are connected. Okay, here vertex 4, it is a self loop is there. So hence such a graph is called as a pseudograph. Both multiple edges with the loops permitted, such a graph is called as, that is pseudograph. Next, null graph. A graph where vertex set is non-empty but edge set is empty is called a null graph. Okay, so in this example, vertex set is non-empty. Okay, vertex 1, vertex 2, vertex 3, vertex 4, 4 vertices are there, but edge set is empty. There is no connectivity is there from one vertex to other vertex. Okay, edge set is empty but vertex set is non-empty. So such a graph is called as null graph. Next definition is trivial graph. A graph where vertex set contains only one vertex and edge set is empty is called as trivial graph. Okay, so trivial graph means only one vertex. Okay, graph where vertex set contains only one vertex. Okay, in the graph only one vertex and no edge, and edge set is empty. Edge set is empty. So such a graph is called as a trivial graph. Thank you.